When you do a Mangalacharan, when people used to write books, ठीक है? पहला जो लिखे जाते सी ग्रंथ, ठीक है? Hello, ध्यान दो भाई, give your attention. If you find it boring, just जा सकते हो. No one's chaining you here, ठीक है? Maybe your parents will, but I won't judge you. So if you do find it boring, you can leave, ठीक है, at any point. But whilst you're here, be on the point, huh? Because I'm taking up my time to speak to you. I don't want to put like a guilt trip on you, but I could have easily just not do the session. So please do. I know that it's going to be hard for some of you, but please do try and keep on the ball, okay? When a granth used to be written, when any type of literature was written in South Asia, where we're from, in the very beginning you used to put a Mangalacharan, okay? The Mangalacharan would do 2 or 3 things. Firstly, it would clearly state who you believe in. So the Mangalacharan of Shri Guru Granth Sahib Ji is Ito Inkar Satnam Karta Bani. So the Mool Mantra is the Mangalacharan of Guru Granth Sahib Ji. When you look at Sri Dasam Granth Sahib Ji, the Mangalacharan of Sri Dasam Granth Sahib Ji is Chakar Chehnar Ban Jatar Patan Henge Ruparanga Rek Pe Ko Kehna Sakt Ke. When you look at the Mangalacharan of Bhai Gurdas Ji, it's Namaskar Gurudev Ko Satnam Jis Mantra Didaya. That's where he begins. If you look at the Mangalacharan of Bhai Nandlal Ji, it's Hawaye Bandagi Avurd Da Vajud Mara Vagarna Zoke Chuni Nabud Mara. I came onto this earth to meditate upon you. So the Mangalacharan, do we get anything to write on the board with?
It's coming.
Mangalacharan, that word, remember, that means introduction. So in your introduction, you pray to whoever you believe in. Plus you state what your book is about. Plus you state who you believe in. So in a Pratana Granth, in our old literature, by reading the Mangalacharan you could tell. So when Guru Gobind Singh writes Vichitta Natak, very, very clearly he says, Namaskar Shri Khadgako. I bow down to the sword, right? Or the one who holds the sword, Akal Purkh. Karo sohit chitlaya, purna karo giranthe, tumoy karo sahaj. So very, very, very stark. In the beginning of Dasam Granth, he says, Chakar Chehnar Bang Jatar Patan Henge. The one who is beyond all forms, that is the one who I meditate upon. Understanding Goriya? This is Mangalacharan of Gaur Pratap Suraj Granth. Kavi Santokh Singh goes through all 10 of the Gurus and Guru Granth Sahib and the saints. And you can read the meaning. So I'll sing it. Those of you who know it can sing it with me. I don't judge you if you can't sing. But if you try and read the meanings, that's the main thing, huh? Look how he beautifully does this. Sri Nanak Pad Pankaj Bandhan, how he uses the alliteration here. Pad Pankaj Bandhan, Simrao Angad Dokh Nikandan. How all of them rhyme, Take into appreciation not just of the words but of the poetry. So I'm going to sing it and then we'll begin the workshop, about historical granths, about Vidya, all that type of stuff. So just have a look upwards to the screen. If you want to sing it with me, you can. If you want to read the meaning, that's up to you too. Sri Nanak Pad Pankaj Bandhan, Pad Pankaj Bandhan, Simro Angat Dokh Nikandan, Amar Das Gur Hirdatyavo, Jihirdatyavo, Shri Guru Ram Das Gun Gavo, Shri Arjun Bignan Ke Nasak, Bignan Ke Nasak, Shri Har Gobind Sob Sumat Prakashak, Shri Har Rai Namo Kar Jori, Jinamo Kar Jori, Shri Har Krishan Manai Bahori, Teg Bahadur Param Kirpala, Ji Param Kirpala, Shri Guru Gobind Singh Bisala Taron Tara Par Pun Pun Sisa Ji Pun Pun Sisa Bando Var Var Jagdesa जिसमें है अमृत ज्ञान है माणक भगत विराग गुरु ग्रंथ साहिब उदद बंदो कर अनुराग श्री गुर शब्द कमाए जिन जीते पंच विकार तिन संतन को बंदना सिर चरणन पर तार एकंकारा सतगुरु ते प्रसाद सच होए वाहे गुरु जे के फतेह विघ्न विनाशन सोए वाहे गुरु जे के फतेह विघ्न विनाशन सोए. So just to formally begin, Fateh Gajamde Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa. If you read this poetry, you see where Kavi Santokh Singh Ji is speaking from. Have you ever thought of writing a poem about Dhan Guru Nanak Sahib? About Dhan Guru Gobind Singh Sahib Ji Maharaj? Kavi Ji, that's just a Mangala Charan. This is one single piece of literature from amongst nearly 5,000 pages which he has written. ठीक है? Mangala Charan, ठीक है? This is what this is called. Mangal means happiness, ठीक है? It means happiness. The Acharan can mean character, it can mean a lot of things, है ना? Anyway, it also means lotus feet, charan, है ना? If I meditate upon the lotus feet of the Gurus, I get happiness, Mangala Charan. If I meditate upon the Guru's feet, I get Mangala and Acharan. Acharan can also mean character, good character, ठीक है? Or good actions, ठीक है? बढ़िया चीज़ें निकलती from Mangala Charan, but we'll leave that for another day, as I usually say in my kathas. I want to begin here, right? I'm not going to take too much time because I know that our attention spans aren't all that good, because that's not our fault. Social media, all these things, they do have an effect upon us. Okay? So we have like 20-minute attention spans, most of us, no? So what I'm going to try and do is I'm going to try and keep this as short and sweet as I can. Okay? You guys can ask questions at the end, or if you don't want to ask questions as a group, you can ask questions individually. Okay? Try and stick to the topic, try and keep awake. Now where I'm beginning from is a quote by Muriel, I don't know how to say her name, Rukisia or whatever, huh? So I was reading a book called The Divine Feminine Presence in Sri Guru Granth Sahib by a woman called Dr. Nikki Guninder Kaur Singh. Okay? And I would recommend that, especially those of you who study feminism to some extent, grab a chair. That I would recommend that book to you, to have a good read of it. She highlights that nearly 90% of Guru Granth Sahib Ji's Bani is written from a feminine perspective. How much of Guru Granth Sahib Ji is written from the point of view of a woman? Okay, you'll say, oh, it's a soul bride, whatever, right? But Maharaj is still putting themselves into that role. See what I'm saying? So there must be something there in the feminine which Guru Sahib Ji is calling out to. Anyway, that's just another thing to think about. Okay? When you're singing those shabads where he is the husband, Lord, you are the bride, Main Bauri Mira Ram Patar, then what are you doing? What's going on there? But my lecture's not about that today. Anyway, I was reading through that book because I had to do a lecture about Chandi, Pagoti, all that type of stuff, which I'm not going to do today. And I came across this quote: the universe is made up of stories, not atoms. And I found this quote to be profound, and I looked at it and I thought, what does this mean? When you are a child, what do you like listening to? What are cartoons made up of? What are all these serials made up of? What is Game of Thrones made of? What is it? Essentially, it's a story which captures you. And it keeps you going. You can miss Nitman, but you won't miss Game of Thrones. I'm not there equivalent, putting them on the same level, equating them or whatever. I'm making a point here about the power of stories. Okay? And how we've lost that when we look inside Shri Guru Granth Sahib Ji. Shri Guru Granth Sahib Ji also has an abundance of stories and history within Guru Granth Sahib Ji. Okay? I'm speaking a little bit freely here, hopefully that's for you guys. Do you understand what I'm talking about when I say the power of a story? Why is it the whole world is glued to these things? Or say, oh, it's because it's got Kandrol and Hankar in it. No, it's not just that. That is one point, right? You can go to places where there's just calm, right? But that does not capture that many people. You can go to places where there is just crowd. That doesn't just capture that idea, that argument. Oh, it's calm, crowd, Hankar, you know, it doesn't really hold that much. It's because there is something there, a story which captures you. You look at series 1, you want to go to series 2. Once you've seen that, you want to go on The Wire. I don't know whether many of you watched that. I watched the whole of The Wire. Why? Because it kept me, right, captivated. The world is made up of stories, not atoms. When you are a child, you are captivated by stories. Hence Humpty Dumpty. Hence, you know, Little Red Riding Hood. Hence Kisse, which we used to have in Punjab. They used to do a thing where the Dadi or the Nani would sit down with her dote or her putre and bata paunde hunde si. Okay? And they would tell stories. Only on the way here, I was speaking to some of the things and we were talking about Kissa Puran Bhagatada. The stories which you'll be told as a child. Sarvan Bhagat. Who is Sarvan Bhagat? Okay? Who is Puran Bhagat? Okay? All these stories which we were told as kids, they mold us. They take us on a journey. Okay? Then we will say, does a Sakhi, do stories have a place in Guru Granth Sahib Ji? And many people will say, nahi nahi ji, itihas da koi nahi hega, no story, bas, Guru Granth Sahib Ji di bani, all these types of things, theek hai? I take a different stance because I say, read what Guru Granth Sahib Ji says. It's very good, it sounds really good, it sounds very Sikhi, nahi aur kuch nahi, theek hai? Sounds like what a very strong Sikh would say. But then look, read between the lines, what is that person saying? That person is saying that anyone who has read Guru Granth Sahib Ji does not have the power to write any literature. Anyone who has read Guru Granth Sahib Ji does not have the power to make any type of art. Guru Granth Sahib Ji marries art and philosophy and theology. How? I give the example many times. Bhai Mardana Ji, he is sitting there in front of Guru Nanak Dev Ji. Guru Nanak Dev Ji's Bani is in 19 different rags. But Guru Nanak Dev Ji, wherever you read in the history books, he never says to Bhai Mardana Ji, start playing Asara. You play the Rabab, right? This applies to you. Imagine how long it takes you to learn a rag on the Rabab. And I was speaking to a few Singhs, especially those who studied Rag, Kirtan and whatever else. One Singh who I spoke to, he spent 6 months on one line. Okay? Just doing that again and again, Abhyas. How does Guru Granth Sahib Ji marry the arts, marry philosophy, marry all these things into these stories and into this way of getting the message to you? Okay? How does Guru Granth Sahib Ji do that? Guru Nanak Dev Ji says, Mardaniya Bani Aiya. Rabab Baja. Guru Nanak Dev Ji never says, Mardaniya start playing Asara. Have any of you heard that anywhere in a book? Or from any Pracharak? Have you read that from a Tadi? The Guru Nanak Dev Ji says, oh, by the way, play Asa. Like that. He says it in his ear. Or Guru Nanak Dev Ji says, play Gujri. Right? Or Guru Nanak Dev Ji says, okay, play this rag. There's never, that conversation doesn't go on. I'm labouring this point. There's a chair here. It can be free. Kursiyan leo. Aaju bhai. Shedi karo, baki duniya dekh rahi hai. Behna bejo te nahi behna na bo. Ek minute maar Iqbal se inna time nahi hai photo mera veer. Oh, kursi paiya paasha udhar bhi hai. हाँ आओ भैया ठीक है ते my thread where I was speaking, what does Guru Nanak Dev Ji say? Bani Aiya. ठीक है? That's all Guru Nanak Dev Ji says. The words come to Guru Nanak Dev Ji's tongue from Sachkhand. And the rag, the art, the music comes to Bhai Mardana Ji's fingers from Sachkhand too. He doesn't have to be told what to play. The art of Guru Granth Sahib Ji is also coming. It's a divine art. Rag, the writing of Gurbani, the understanding of Gurbani, these are arts. Okay? And our art is touched by the divine. We have divine arts. Our rag is a divine art. Writing Guru Granth Sahib Ji is a divine art. Studying Guru Granth Sahib Ji is a divine art. Do you understand what I'm saying there? Art and theology, you understand the word, right? Theology. The study of God, or the ideas about God, Akal Purkh, Vaheguru, whatever you want to say. See how that is together from the very beginning. Just like Guru Nanak Dev Ji singing Bhai Mardana Ji. Okay? So when I say the world is made up of stories, a story keeps you captivated. What do you do on Snapchat? What do you update? You update your stories. What do you update on Instagram? You update your stories. What do you do on Facebook? You put up a story. People like to write stories, people like to read stories. Okay? Stories are something which keep people captivated. Are you with me or are you asleep? Papa heat band kar diye, main keh raha hu shahid hone lage. Band kar diya. ठीक है. Reading a story, writing a story. How happy do you feel when you put a little thing on the picture बना के उसे निकी जी नाल ओकी मीम जी बना के पा देंगे. Story दस रहे हैं ना किसी को. You are happy to tell a story, but you are also more than happy to read a story. Okay, ये बाकी गालियाँ you may not want to read 200 pages anymore. You just want to see it quick. Maybe the way the story is delivered to you has changed, but it is still a story. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
Facebook, Instagram, all these things, the story is being used. And does Guru Granth Sahib Ji condemn ityas? Does Guru Granth Sahib Ji say that there is no place for a Sakhi? Well, let's ask Guru Granth Sahib Ji instead of asking anyone else. When you read Guru Granth Sahib Ji, there is a talk which I love, and it's by Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj. Okay? And this, again, is a story in itself. Baba Ji jungle vich baithe han. ठीक है? Bhai Firande ne रबाब पेटा कीती. This is Bhai Mardana. This is the रबाब. रबाब विचों ਇਹ ਧੁਨ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਸੀ ਸਤ ਕਰਤਾਰ ਤੂੰ ਨਿਰੰਕਾਰ. ठीक है? The story is the first time the rabab played, the sound Tan Nirankar came out of the rabab. That is one of the stories that we have. ठीक है? And Kavi Santokh Singh writes that even the birds of the tree went quiet. It's a beautiful way of writing, and it takes you there when you read their stories. Right? Not just the 5 or 10 things which have been pointed out to you by people. Oh, dekho. Kavi Santokh Singh ji di sharda bhavna padho. Anyway, Guru Granth Sahib Ji says, Sun Sakhi Man Jap Pyar. Our topic today, by the way, is historical Granths, the arts and Sikhi, and mainly the period after the Gurus. But I'm trying to do like an open thing where I cover a lot of different topics. So that's for those of you who just walked in, some of you. So when you ask Guru Granth Sahib Ji, eh hun door nu band kar deo, jehde aa gaye, jehde reh gaye. ठीक है? एकदम कर दो, क्योंकि मेरे को ये कागज़ है नहीं, जेडे लेट आए उन्होंने कहा थोड़े कर्मा च नहीं लिखे. ठीक है? Right? Okay. So Guru Granth Sahib Ji says, Sun Sakhi Man Jap Pyar. Listen to the stories, O my mind, and meditate with love. You think Guru Granth Sahib Ji is condemning Sakhiyan? I don't think so. And in this Shabad, each line gives an example of a different bhagat. Each line. Ajamal Udriya kahe ek bar. This is a Shabad where Guru Nanak Dev Ji mentions Bhakt Namdev. This is where he mentions Ravadas. This is where he mentions Kabir. This is where he mentions Tanna. This is where he mentions Draupadi. This is where he mentions Ajamal. This is where he mentions Ganaka. Guru Nanak Dev Ji, each line, Satya Patshahi Ji is mentioning another story. And if you don't know those stories, you won't be able to understand the Shabad. Stories are woven into Guru Granth Sahib Ji. If you don't know the stories within Guru Granth Sahib Ji, you will not be able to understand the overall Potter. मेरी गाल सुन, ये है ना खेलना है, तो उन्होंने कटो कट मेरी नज़र तो लुकोगे ना देख, ठीक है? I'm quite happy with you doing it, but just try and do it so I don't focus upon that. ठीक है? मेरी आँख जेरी सारे पासे, मेरा ध्यान इतना ही होता है, सारे वाल में देख दूँगा, ठीक है? ये करना कर, पर मेरी नज़र तो ना आ जाए. I'm quite happy you to do it. If I don't know, ignorance is bliss. ठीक है? So I lose my thread when this happens. Shri Guru Granth Sahib Ji, this Shabad is going through. Each line is giving a Sakhi. If I ask you, tell me who Ajamal is, you might be able to give me some sort of an answer. Okay? If you don't know who Ajamal is, what are you going to do? If you don't know who Narad is, if you don't know who Ganaka is, if you don't know who these people are, each one of these tukkan have stories threaded into them. To understand one line, you have to read about 20 pages of another book. of Guru Granth Sahib Ji? Who says Guru Granth Sahib Ji isn't intertextual? Who says Guru Granth Sahib Ji doesn't believe in stories? Who says Guru Granth Sahib Ji isn't encouraging you to read other books? Where else are you going to get the story of Ganaka from? Utto Digni? That is why Guru Arjan Dev Ji asks Bhai Gurdas to start writing his own Bani, so that we can understand the stories from there. But not just Bhai Gurdas. Before Bhai Gurdas, how were those stories interpreted? People spoke those stories, they learned those stories. This is what today is about, right? And the main thing here, man jap pyar. These stories are there to evoke sharda, love. ठीक है? They are there to give you that thirst. Those people who know how to listen, who listen to itihas katha sometimes, you get hooked. What's going to happen tomorrow? What's going to happen the day after that? What's going to happen there? ठीक है? Try listening to historical katha. You can go into SoundCloud, type in Bhai Sukha Singh UK, and you can listen to some itihas katha there. That's a free plug of myself. Now, you're going to look at me and say, this is, obviously this is all Hindu, and we have nothing to do with this. Every single story, this is actually a gif, you can see, see that? See that? See that? Kya baat hai. Each one of these stories is in Guru Granth Sahib Ji. Can anyone shout out to me some of the stories? Haji? Haranakish and Bhakt Prahlad Ji, well done. Anyone else? So that's this one over here, right? Haranakish dost har marya, Prahlad taraya, right? But then what happened after that? We know that part of the story. What happened after that? How many of Prahlad's generations went to Sachkhand? 21. Guru Granth Sahib Ji says, Prahlad jan ke 21 golodare. Guru Granth Sahib Ji is telling you that. How many times did they try and kill him? Jal, Gere, Jal, Jwala pe rakhiyo, Raja Ram Maya Feri. These stories are all there, right? Why Guru saved this little Bhagat here, 5 years old? ठीक है? So that's one story. Anyone else have any other stories from here? Is that? No, it's not Garuka. Haji. Draupadi. Andar Sabha Dushashan hai. Mathe wal Draupadi Andi. Dukta nu farmaya nangi karo panchali bandi. ठीक है? Panje Pandav dekh de aukad ruddhi nar jinadi. This isn't a Hindu granth. This is Bhai Gurdas Ankhove. Akhi meet de antar ha Krishna kare bilalandi. She asked Krishna to come and save her. ठीक है? And how does Krishna save Draupadi? You see how stories, how life is not made of atoms, it's made of stories. How Guru Sahib Ji interweaves these stories to get across the point. Anyone else have any ideas? Any more stories here? There are more stories. Shad Singhasan Harji Aaye. Duro dekh dandaut kar, Bip Sudama dal di. Pran Sikhai Mitr Sadai. ठीक है? Or we read, there's a Shabbat in Pattan this way, Ab rakho das paat ki laaj, jaisi rakhi laaj bhagt Prahlad ki, Harnakish fare kar aaj. No, Harnakish, ठीक है? Fon Draupadi laaj rakhi har Prabh ji, Sheenat bastar deen bo saaj, so damma apdate rakhya. This man here who you see, you probably say, oh, he's a Brahman, so we don't need to know about him. Yes, you do, because he's mentioning Guru Granth Sahib multiple times. Krishna Ji's name comes in Guru Granth Sahib Ji 18 times. ठीक है? Why shouldn't you know about him? Of course you should. Oh, Sadi Te, we say, oh, but we're the Sikh of that Guru who said, na koi Hindu na Musliman. But sanu sare kiti ohi dasda. Asi wo de Sikh hai. But then I sometimes think, are we really? ठीक है? Then this story again, this is part of the Bip Sudama. Right? Krishna meeting Sudama, his childhood friend. How did that happen? We were listening to it on the car on the way here. ठीक है? Now, is there history in Guru Granth Sahib Ji? Yes, there is. There is a Shabad called Ram Kali Sad. It is written by a man called Bhai Sundar Ji. Bhai Sundar Ji is from the family of Guru Amar Das Ji. Right? And in Ram Kali Sad, there is a whole historical thing. It tells you what did Guru Amar Das Ji say when he was about to leave this physical world. History is in Guru Granth Sahib Ji. And as our Maryada, we read Ram Kali Sad when someone dies. That is part of our Maryada. So some people say, history da koi nahi sikhi jana. Why is history in Guru Granth Sahib? Ante Satgur bolya, in the end, the Guru spoke, main pichhe kirtan kariyo ho nirbaan jiyo. I missed out the Ladivar here because I made this like half an hour before I came. Right, you can see I'm greatly prepared. So I'm sorry about that. I'll join it. Right? Ante Sadhguru बोले मैं पीछे कीर्तन करे हो निर्माण जी के सो गोपाल पंडित सदे हो हर हर कथा पढ़े है पुराण जी ठीक है Guru Amar Das ji, what he said in his last moments, that is all in Guru Granth Sahib. You can read that history there. ठीक है Ramkali Sadh. Not just that, but when Guru Amar Das ji goes and does Ishnan, Guru Amar Das ji travels to the Tirthas, Guru Ram Das writes about it. Like how Maharaj Navan Challe Kul Khet. ठीक है How does Guru Amar Das ji travel? That's in Guru Granth Sahib ji too. You see how history there is being woven into the story.